It was the title game everyone wanted to see in the SEC. That may not be the case for the national championship, other than perhaps fans of Alabama and Georgia. But here we are as the Bulldogs get a second try to take a title away from Alabama, this time a national one. The Bulldogs certainly didn't look like the best defense in the nation in Game 1, a 41-24 beating that saw them give up over 500 yards to the Tide, including over 400 passing. Still, odds makers hoping Kirby Smart's team has learned their lesson. Bulldogs listed as 2.5-point favorites as of Friday by our partners at Caesars Sportsbook. And for more on those odds and what might lie in store for the Natty on Monday night, let's now welcome in our John Berger for an early look. Great to see you, JB. I'm going to go
Happy
against
New
Larry.
Year, buddy.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go against Larry David's mantra and say Happy New Year to you.
What?
As we get set for the title game. Okay, in the SEC title game, things started well for Georgia. They jumped out to that 10-point lead before the Tide rolled. When it comes to scoring first in this game, this time around, do you like them to do that again?
On these kind of prop bets, Jeremy, I go small. I think when you look at the preparation for this game and what you do as an offensive coordinator, I think Georgia is going to have to make some changes to their game plan, at least offensively. I think they're going to come out and let it rip and get the ball downfield. When you look at how teams beat Alabama and kind of the common denominators behind that, you got to attack right up the gut of that defense with a ground attack. And when you throw the football, two things have to happen. You have to stretch their perimeter, do it consistently, because if you don't do that, they just don't respect your pass game. Then they start crashing the box. And then you also have to attack right down the middle of the defense on top of the linebackers. I think you'll see Georgia do that. When you look at there's a set of micro trends here and a set of macro trends. If you're looking at just this prop bet, though, I wouldn't put a lot of money on it. They're kind of fun to have, but I think Georgia scores first in this game, only because I think you're going to see some things, at least in the first 8 minutes of the game, that you haven't seen Georgia do offensively in terms of play design. And that's normal in this time of game, this time of year. You think back to Alabama and playing Ohio State, they had some plays that were designed that Ohio State defense didn't see last time those two mixed it up in the title game. I think you'll see the same thing. Put a small amount of money, but I think Georgia scores first.
And it was their kicker that scored the first points in that SEC title game before they managed to get a touchdown to take that 10-point lead. Georgia averaged 36.7 points per game this season, but their team total is at 27.5 for this one. As we look at this game today, are you going over or under that total when you look at it?
I'm going over on that. I think, again, when you look at these two teams matching up, top 10 offenses, both sides of the ball, top 10 defenses, both sides of the ball, both explosive. Georgia kind of has one of these generational defenses in terms of speed, athleticism, production. I think a lot of the Georgia fans, or if you're rooting for Georgia, you look at that game in the SEC title game as kind of an anomaly. And I don't know that that's safe. I think you're going to see different things, different play designs out of both offenses. I don't think you're going to see a lot of different things happening on the defensive side of the ball. But I think this is a game where both offenses come out. There's some wrinkles. There's some different formations, some things used to confuse the defenses. I think both teams come out swinging. I think they come out swinging hard. Some people are saying this is going to be a defensive battle. I'm not sure I'm buying into that. I think the first 8 minutes, both offense come out throwing haymakers, throwing the football downfield, explosive plays. So I'm taking the over in that situation. Again, small bet on a prop bet, though.
Given what we saw already, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how the two teams do come out against each other.
This spread is crazy, Jeremy. This spread is interesting. I know we're going to talk about it, but yeah. I would hold on the spread number until right up before game time and see what happens there. But you made some good points in the earlier show. It's an interesting spread to see what Vegas is doing here. There's a lot of people piling in on both sides.
Yeah, Alabama, let's talk about their team total, though, here, John. They averaged a point better than Georgia over the course of the season, 37.7 points per game. Their total, though, 13 points lower for this game. Again, odds makers expecting Georgia's defense to have learned their lesson. So, again, John, are you over or under that when you look at Alabama?
Yeah, that's cute. I mean, Vegas is just baiting you, man.
They are.
I mean, they're just kind of and they're very good at what they do, man. These guys make a ton of money, but I referred to kind of the micro trends and the macro trends. First of all, I think to answer your question directly, I think Bama goes over as well. So I'm taking two small prop bets. Georgia goes over, total team total, total points scored for the team, and Alabama as well. I'm also taking the over in this game. When I look at these teams match up, I think both teams have the ability to create some explosive plays. You saw it saw it in the SEC title game. I just think Vegas is trying to bait people right now with some of these prop bets. Sitting here right now, I don't know where the line went today. It started out at 3, came down to 2.5, moved back up. I think this is going to be a lot of balance on both sides of this equation. It's going to be fun to watch, but I do think a lot of points are going to be scored in this game, and I think that's a safe bet to take the over in it.
Okay, so give us the pick here, John. Number 3, Georgia versus number 1, Alabama. Bulldogs favored by 2.5 as we sit here right now. The over-under at 52. What's your play?
Jeremy, here's the thing. When you look at the matchup and you dig into the numbers and you look at the trends, you look at what Vegas is doing, I automatically go back to kind of what underpins what I think about this matchup back when we picked it, and we picked it correctly back during the title game in December. First and foremost, Nick Saban's 25-1 against his assistants. This guy doesn't lose against his assistants. If you don't like that and you say, it's kind of cute, but I don't really put much value in that. Keep in mind the last 7 times these teams have matched up, Alabama's won. And that's just the reality of the situation. And also remember that last 8 times that Nick Saban has showed up in this game, he's won 6 of them. So if you think about that and you think about what type of bettor you are, I'm going with those trend lines. That's just too much for me. I'm going to take Alabama on the money line, and you're giving me points. I'm going to take Alabama with the points. But I do also think there's going to be a ton of points scored in this game, and I think the over is probably the best bet to make here because I think both teams are going to score some points, and this is going to be more high scoring than people are expecting.
And of course, those numbers likely to change before Monday. John, great to see you. CBS Sports HQ wagering analyst John Berger giving us those money plays for the national title game coming up on Monday night. Let's recap John's picks. He likes Georgia to be the first team to score. Taking the over in terms of the team totals for the game. He likes Alabama at the +2.5. He'll take the money line, and he's going over. And then the FCS championship game, by the way, Saturday. John has picked for that too. He says take over the 42 points in that game between Montana State and North Dakota State.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.